What is hatching, Toga peeps? Only Top coming at you today with our Week 4 matchup versus King Bub and the Munchlaxster United. So you saw the teams in the preview, and we're going to be coming firing out the gates, cannons blazing with the glorious Bobby Roode. And he's going to send out Heartbreaker, which is his Mega Lopunny. So we both start with our Megas. I'm going to switch out because I don't want to get faked out directly in the face on turn 1. And he is going to just Mega up and I believe do exactly that. Going to go for the fake out because you can't deny how much damage that would do. So there is the fake out. Big meaty claws comes in, takes that, and it's just like, that was kind of tasty. So gets the leftovers, and he's going to go for a return here, and it does just over half. And we're going to go for the superpower, which does a ton of damage. A ton. That much ton of damage. With no attack investment whatsoever, we are going to get the contrary boost, so we will live another return here. And we will be able to just synthesis up in this thing's face and just be like, sitting pretty, nice and early, liking it, liking it. So again, the contrary Pirattatas is just putting in the work early on in the match. And we're going to synthesis up until we get to a point where we feel comfortable finishing this thing off. Going for another superpower, I believe, in order to get another boost. Now, at this point, he just keeps returning, and I was really surprised that he didn't switch out into something else to try and preserve this Mega Lop, because that fake out, I think, would have been so fantastic for just chip damage on a lot of my teammates. He's going to go for the return here. We are back to just about full health. That is going to do less than half. We're going to get the superpower off, which is going to hit this thing super duper hard, which puts us at +2 attack and +2 defense. Again, we are max defense, max HP. Leftovers is going to make us sitting pretty. And at this point, I really just want to see what he's going to bring in to try and force us out. He's going to go into his Greninja, which is Torrent Greninja, Battle Bond, and Protean are banned. We're just going to hard switch out into our Empoleon here. Not want to take an Ice Beam to the face, which is what he goes for. And we get a nice chunk of information here, knowing that he is Life Orb. So I'm like, thank goodness he isn't Specs or Scarf, because those sets had me a little worried. Especially if it was mixed attack Scarf. Ooh. Gonna go for the Toxic here on the switch. If we had Toxic that Greninja, that plus Life Orb damage would have just been fantastico. But we do hit the Toxic on the Suicune, putting a little bit of pressure on it on the switch in, which is just awesome. Now there isn't much he can do to us here unless he's rocking the HP Electric. But we are going to go right out into Mega Beedrill. Well, out into Beedrill, it's not Mega yet. But I kind of figured he was either going to start Calm Minding if he had it, or possibly just roar us out to get something else in. So we go out into Mega Beedrill. We're going to be able to get a huge adaptability U-turn right in this thing's face. And we're going to hit it right in that hole on top of its head, because that's how we play, and we go hard in the paint. Oh, maybe we'll just Poison Jab. Ha! Ha! Just kidding. He's going to Surf. At this point, a calm-minded Surf. I did the calcs, and our odds of surviving, if it was physically bulky, were very good, and we do survive. The Poison at this point, it was Toxic. What am I thinking about? The Poison Jab was just awesome. Don't know why we didn't U-turn out there. Was thinking about that to myself. We do U-turn here. We Poison Jabbed, probably thinking he would predict a U-turn and or either stay in or go to something else. Kind of thought he would go to this initially anyways. We're going to get the U-turn off. This Palo Sand which I believe 4 times. Dang it. 4 times resists it. Doesn't take a lot of damage. He's going to go out into 50 grams, which is his Tangrowth. Now, I muted my speakers. Why isn't that happening? Anyways, Discord loves me. And we crit something. That must have been a crit Leaf Blade. We're going to go for the superpower here because, I mean, even if he has the Sludge Bomb, unless he's invested or has a boosting item, it doesn't do... I was going to say, it does right around half. But after leftovers, we find out we're faster than this thing, and that's awesome. We go for a Leech Life here, which should put us at a decent range. Yep, that does about 30%. And this will put us at possibly living another Sludge Bomb. And we're going to get those leftovers. And we got poison. That's no bueno. 30% chance with the Sludge Bomb. That is correct. So we do get poisoned here, which greatly reduces the longevity of this Lurantis. And we are just going to Leech Life here. Going to take him down to 1 inch of his life. But going to make sure that he has to Sludge Bomb us here. He didn't really have a great switch into us at that point. He could have gone into his Pylo Sand, but it didn't want to take the Leech Life on the Leaf Blade on the opposing turn. We're going to come in here. He doesn't have rocks up, so we're just going to get a free U-turn off. He goes into Pile of Sand again. If this was going to be a switch into this, a Rocky Helmet would have been so fantastic for him, because I'd be dead right now. And I might have been dead a turn ago when I U-turned it the first time. But that isn't the case. We're going to bring out Yermangarder here because we got that Grass Knot, which could do a ton of damage to this thing. He is going to switch out, probably thinking we were going to try and set up some Dragon Dances. We're going to go for the Grass Knot here. It doesn't do a ton of damage, and he can just cycle Tangrowth in here a couple of different times because the Regenerator is going to keep happening, and just disregard those Discord notifications. We are going to go for the Sludge Wave, and that is going to do quite a bit of damage to this Greninja. He's going to switch out. Like I said, he's just cycling through his Mons at this point to try and see what he got. I'm not sure exactly what he thought we'd be going for there, because had we not, I don't know. Suicune will live. What did we go for there? The Grass Knot? Or the Extreme Speed? That's right. Extreme Speed had the possibility to kill that Greninja at that point. It dies to the Toxic, which gives Empoleon the kill, which is really good for Empoleon. Now, we are Life Orb, and he's just cycling through his Mons, and we are slowly getting chipped down as we are taking the Life Orb recoil. But we're going to go in Poseidon this time. He could be rocking the Hidden Power Ice, and we don't want to be taking one of those to the face. It turns out that is what he has, and our boy here just laughs in his face. We're going to set up the Stealth Rock, so he is going to be somewhat punished every time he switches something in or out. And he's going to reveal the Earthquake. And I'm just like, okay, how much attack does this thing have invested in? It will be a 2-hit KO. Unless he crits us, it will not. So that is excellent. We know we can take another one, and we can drop a Toxic on this thing if we feel like it. He's going to switch out, thinking that will be our play, and goes into his Itachi one more time. Now, do we make the safe play and go for the Toxic? We do. It is going to land, which is going to put a ton of pressure on this Greninja, because not only is it going to be taking Toxic damage every turn, if he attacks, he's going to be taking Life Orb damage. So that means he has, like, one... If he attacks this turn, it's possible that he could go down to Recoil and Toxic. He's going to Night Slash, I'm guessing predicting us to switch, or he didn't have anything else to do a ton of damage to this Empoleon. We're going to get the Scald off. That is going to be enough to take it down, and Empoleon racks up 2 impressive kills on Water-type Pokemon to boot. in this game. So, way to go, Empoleon. And right on the 10-minute cue, the screens go dark again. I really need to change that. Come on, dang it. Leave me alone, Discord. But he's going to bring out the Metagross here, and I can't allow him to set up for free. Because I'm looking at the team at this point, and I'm like, if he's got Rock Polish and the right coverage, we could be bad news bears. So we go for the Scald, possibly snagging the burn. We got that 30% chance. We don't do it. And we don't see his item. So, a little nervous at this point. He's going to go for the Earthquake, which will be more than enough to take us out. This thing has huge attack stat, and considering how much damage the Earthquakes from the Tangrowth were doing, that's definitely... We see the Life Orb, and I'm just like, okay, I can deal with that. I can take any one hit from this thing. He goes for the Meteor Mash and misses, which is extremely unfortunate, and I apologize for. Would have put me in a very, very precarious position with Sofa King. But we got that Night Slash off. He goes into Pile of Sand. And he gets a free one turn of anything he wants, because I either have to switch or stay in and just burn this right now. We stay in and burn our turn off. He's going to set up the Stealth Rocks, which, I mean, late game Stealth Rocks... no problem. I was really thinking possibly Toxic, or does this thing get Scald? I don't know. But we find out that his item is the, I believe, Cobra Berry. Yes, there we go. Cobra Berry, weakening the Dark-type move damage. And he has Shore Up, going to get his health back up. So we're going to switch out this turn because I don't want him to just continue to shore up in our face. We're going to go out into our Zygarde, make the aggressive switch, still not knowing a lot of his moves at this point. We're going to see the Earth Power. I'm like, okay. Unless he has significant investment, we're going to take this easy peasy lemon squeezy. We do. He's going to switch out here and he's going to play the switch game, keeping his Tangrowth at as high a health as possible. And at this point, with what we have left on the team, we're just going to play it safe, play the switch game, let him do it. The Grass Knot, again, just tickling the tendrils of this Tangrowth. And he's just going to switch out, like I said, keeping his Tangrowth at as high a health as possible. And we're not making any outrageous plays at this point because we are fairly comfortable with how we're playing. We're just going to keep going for the different attacks. We are now into red damage. He decides to stay in. We go for the Grass Knot. That is going to do a ton of damage and just KO this thing. I don't know if he was just waiting for me to get cheeky, or he wanted to have this Tangrowth come in at full health as his last Mon, which I'm guessing is what the goal was. We are going to go for the Sludge Wave. It isn't going to be enough to kill it, but it is going to do a ton of damage and put him in a very easy range for something else to come in and take it out. He's going to go for the Earthquake, just covering his bases in the event we wanted to switch. We're going to bring Sofa King back out here, and at this point I guess we could have gone for the Retaliate, but we want to go for the Gunk Shot. We brought the tech for this thing. Going to go for the Gunk Shot right in the face, and that is going to take out this Tangrowth. And that is going to give us the 3-0 victory versus King Bub and his Munchlaxster United. So, GG, King Bub. Like I said before, go check him out. That victory is slamming the brakes on this L train, derailing it, and putting it on the rails to Winsville. And Old Man Top has finally racked up a W in a major Pokemon Draft League. Thank you, Jesus. But anyways, like I said, go check out King Bub. He's an awesome guy. Looking forward, we are now at 1-3. So we've got a lot of work ahead of us to turn this around, really getting comfortable with the team, liking what's going on. So that's awesome. Next we have Iron Boffin and the Rochester Rhyhorns. Yeah, Rhyhorns or Rhydon. It's one of those two. But yeah, looking forward to that. Interesting team matchup versus him. Be talking about that a lot next week. But anyways, guys, thanks for watching. This has been Old Man Tup, and we will catch you on the flip side. Peace.